Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have Djibouti celebrates 45th anniversary of independence. For the international scene, Egypt and Qatar pledged to strengthen their bilateral cooperation. Welcome to our newsroom. Under the high patronage of the President of the Republic, Supreme Chief of the Army, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh attended the traditional military parade of the national holiday of June 27, which took place this morning in the site of Balbala, an event that was restricted for 2 years because of the pandemic of COVID-19. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, welcomed by Brigadier General Tahiru Ali Mohammed and Chief of the Defense Staff, then together conducted the traditional review of troops. The forces of the Djiboutian Armed Forces celebrates in great pomp on the sites of Balbala for the celebrations of the 45th anniversary of the independence of our country. At his arrival, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, accompanied by the First Lady Khadra Mahmoud Haid, were welcomed by the Minister of Interior Said Nuh Hassan and the General of the Army Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. Then the national anthem was performed by the military band.
محمد بكر قادر قبل لا تخوف أبشر مجرغال
The ceremony of the military parade of the 45th anniversary of the independence of the country began as usual by the review of the troops by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, alongside the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, reviewed the various units of the armed forces of the country. This event brought together in Balbala on a site especially arranged for this purpose the Prime Minister Abdelkader Kamel Mohammed, the President of the National Assembly Mohammed Ali Mohammed, all the government ministers and parliamentarians, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, senior officers of the foreign forces stationed in Djibouti, several other personalities, and a huge crowd from the three communes of the capital to admire the military parade.
jabuuti badweynta bariga afrikaad ku taal cadcad ka soo bixiyo baashay dunida ka dhici boqorkii qaaraduhu waxaad tahay bartuu fadhiyey adduunka ku baahan oo adduunka ku baahan xaruntii baxnaanada bartaad ku taalbay dunidu baratan ugu jirta jabuutay ku bariiso nabad dunida waa baryaba taariikhda ku beegan ku kastaba bishani lixaad bandhiga calankaaga oo bandhiga calankaaga loo soo bannaan baxa bartaad ku taalbay dunidu baratan ugu jirta jabuutay ku bariiso nabad dunida waa baryaba taariikhda ku beegan ku kastaba bishani lixaad bandhiga calankaaga oo bandhiga calankaaga loo soo bannaan baxa
bishaan ciidno yarya weyn dhammaan bulshooy farxad ku baashaala boodada ciyaarta tuma salama boqol iyo kun jeer calanka bilida wacan barbartay kor u qaada oo barbartay kor u qaada calanku hababado hawada juun inoo bilatay waa bisha xornimo hantinay waa bishaan ciidno yarya weyn dhammaan bulshooy farxad ku baashaala boodada ciyaarta tuma salama boqol iyo kun jeer calanka bilida wacan barbartay kor u qaada oo barbartay kor u qaada calanku hababado hawada bisinka cadadkiisa yaasiinka barakadii calankan bilowgiisa balakaga xijaablayo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado bisinka cadadkiisa yaasiinka barakadii calankan bilowgiisa balakaga xijaablayo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado
The commemorative ceremony of the 45th anniversary of independence began as usual with the traditional military parade. The military parade saw the participation of thousands of men and women from different units of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, the Republican Guard, the National Gendarmerie, the Djiboutian Coast Guard, the National Police, and the Firefighter Department. Despite the strong heat wave, a huge number of people from different communes of the capital are gathered to admire this military parade in a particular effervescence as it is traditional for the national holiday of our country.
Le passato insegniamo la vita della politica. Nous allons maintenant assister à la deuxième grande partie de cette parade militaire, en l'occurrence, le défilé des troupes motorisées des forces de défense et des sécurités.
It was the turn of the motorized troop vehicle, trucks, and armored tanks of the different armed forces of the country that paraded. This motorized military parade was marked by the acquisitions of 2 combat drones of medium cruising altitude and long autonomy. These drones of the name of Bayraktar TB2 are powerful drones that will revolutionize the forces of the Air Force. In turn, the various vehicles and tanks of the different units of the armed forces, the police of the gendarmerie, and of the side, the Republican Guard and the forces of the Air Force that proudly present 2 drones. It is a 6.5 meter long. It is a wingspan exceeded 12 meters. It is 6.5 meters long. Its wingspan exceeded 12 meters. After the military parade, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, went to the monument of martyrs at the Esplanade of the People's Palace, where he laid a wreath of flowers and read the Fatiha to the victims who fell during the period of colonialism.
كابتن عبد الله حسين شفت بكابتن عبد الله مدلق اوساد المسلم برجله
قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. اللهم اغفر لشهدائنا وشهداء المسلمين، اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم وأكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد وارزق له البطانة الصالحة تعينه على الحق وإلى طريق مستقيم.
As usual, the ceremony ended with a drink organized at the Palace of the Republic. The Prime Minister Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, as well as the President of the National Assembly, Mohammed Ali Mohammed, all the government ministers and parliamentarian members of the diplomatic corps and consular corps attended the reception. Upon their arrival, the President of the Republic, accompanied by the First Lady, were welcomed by the guests invited for the occasion.
jabuuti badweynta bariga afrikaad ku taal cadcadka soo bixiyo baashay dunida ka dhici boqorkii qaaraduhu waxaad tahay bartuu fadhiyey adduunka ku baahan oo adduunka ku baahan xaruntii baxnaanada
bartaad ku taalbay dunidu baratan ugu jirta jabutay ku bariso nabad dunida waa baryaba taariikhda ku beegan ku kastaba bishani lixaad bandhiga calankaaga oo bandhiga calankaaga loo soo bannaan baxaa bartaad ku taalbay dunidu baratan ugu jirta jabutay ku bariso nabad dunida waa baryaba taariikhda ku beegan ku kastaba bishani lixaad bandhiga calankaaga oo bandhiga calankaaga loo soo bannaan baxaa
bishaan ciidno yarya way dhammaan bulshooy farxad ku baashaala boodada ciyaartuma salama boqol iyo ku jeer calanka bilida wacan barbartay kor u qaada oo barbartay kor u qaada calanku hababado hawada juun inoo bilatay waa bisha xornimo hantinay waa bishaan ciidno yarya way dhammaan bulshooy farxad ku baashaala boodada ciyaarta tuma salama boqol iyo ku jeer calanka bilida wacan barbartay kor u qaada oo barbartay kor u qaada calanku hababado hawada
bisinka cadadkiisa yaasiinka barakadii calankan bilowgiisa balakaga xijaabnayo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado bisinka cadadkiisa yaasiinka barakadii calankan bilowgiisa balakaga xijaabnayo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii barwaaqado badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo baarka sare ka lulo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo baarka sare ka lulo badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii badbaadado badda cas ka dhex muuqo calankii barwaaqado badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo badda cas ka dhex muuqo oo baarka sare ka lulo
President Gille said we must always be up to the current and future challenges. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Gille, made this statement in a speech delivered this Monday morning at the Palace of the Republic on the occasions of the traditional reception given on the occasions of the celebration of the anniversary of the National Day of our country. In his speech, with a strong accents of evaluative assessment, the President of the Republic indexed the continued success of our society to the ability to acquire a high resilience to exogenous shocks of the world, which is increasingly interdependent in a world connected, open to all winds of globalization. It often happens that interactions come to collide with the sovereignty of peoples and nations, said President Gille, who cited the example of the pandemic of COVID-19 and that of the price surge following the war between Russia and Ukraine. In this speech, the head of state outlined this strategy to give our country an unchanging autonomy and a non-negotiable ability to assert its need, its development, and ensure the sovereignty of our country on the nutritional levels in line and what we have already undertaken in some neighboring countries with the lease of farms to give us the means to strengthen our food security. As for the phenomenon of soaring prices, he stated his determination to combat this phenomenon through additional measures, social mechanisms to cushion the shock, but also with the dissuasive sanctions against some traders who have made speculations a national sport. The speech of June 27 of the President of the Republic has also dedicated an important part of its content to a brief retrospective of the path taken by our country since its accession to the national independence. In this regard, it was recalled that priority has always been given to the preservation of key achievements of our sovereignty, including unity, cohesion, stability, and that the work of development has been permanently pursued through emblematic reforms, including an education system, the school for all, the the rid of cancers of elitism that reserved knowledge to a tiny minority. A health system is universal health insurance, right of inequality of access to care that locked the poorest in their own suffering. Today, our society, thanks to the social and political reforms undertaken, has freed the energies of women that the patriarchal conception is stifled, said the President of the Republic in his wake. As usual, President Ismail Omar Guelleh also took advantage of his speech on June 27 to pay a heartfelt tribute to the martyrs of our independence. I would like to express the nation's eternal gratitude to our martyrs, to those Djiboutians, known and or unknown, who did not hesitate to trade their lives for our freedom, who prefer with dignity, even if deadly, to the indignity and dishonor and subjugation, said the head of state. The President of the Republic received an emissary from his French counterpart bearing a message. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, received this Monday late morning at the Palace of the Republic. At the end of the official reception ceremony he gave in honor of the anniversary of the National Day of our country, an emissary of his French counterpart, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, bearing a written message received in the company of the ambassador of the French Republic to the Republic of Djibouti, His Excellency Arnaud Guillois. The emissary of President Macron, Mr. Eric Bucket, is a general director of intelligence and security of defense. The message is carrying is related, among others, to the congratulations of the French president to his Djiboutian counterpart on the occasions of the commemorations of the 45th anniversary of the National Independence Day of our country. On the occasions of the National Day of the Republic of Djibouti, I am pleased to extend my warm congratulations to you and to all the Djiboutian people, wrote Mr. Macron in the telegram sent to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. I hope that together within the framework of our visions and a shared ambitions, we can continue to strengthen our ties for the mutual benefit of our two peoples, noted President Macron in the same document, where he also reaffirmed his attachment to bilateral relations. The French President's congratulatory message is the latest in a large number of similar telegrams from leaders of the brotherly and friendly countries, who all expressed on the occasions of the 45th anniversary of the national independence of the Republic of Djibouti their warm congratulations to the President Ismail Omar Guelleh and the Djiboutian people. A great national celebration took place yesterday at the Hassan Guled Stadium on the occasions of the 45th anniversary of Djibouti's independence. Thousands of Djiboutians of all ages and categories converged on the Guled Stadium to celebrate the 45th anniversary, a milestone for our compatriots, men and women, young and old, all gathered inside the stadium for the celebrations of the independence of our country. To saw the patriotic animations interpreted by the national groups. The event was attended by members of the government and senior officials of the countries, including the Secretary General of the government, Al-Mis Mohammed Abdullahi. Djiboutians were proud to celebrate their independence, as they are proud to celebrate the success of the countries in becoming a crossroad nations and a land of peace, security, meeting, exchanges. During this great national celebrations, traditional dances, songs were organized. That then at midnight the flag was raised.
Winner, pass no, drilling, I do a drilling.
After the flag raising, the population attended an air show of nearly 1,000 drones symbolizing the countries. This unique show was seen from all over the city. It painted the skies with the beautiful symbol of the countries. Then it is finally ended with our flag in the heart of the Djiboutian sky. On the occasions of the 45th anniversary of the National Day, multiple activities were organized to celebrate the National Day last night at Guled Stadium, inside and outside, with a drone show that was very much appreciated by the participant and also a sustained participant. The President, on the occasions of the 45th anniversary of the independence of Djibouti, a great national celebration took place yesterday at the National Union of Djiboutian Women, UNFD. Men, women, and young, all gathered in front of the UNFD to celebrate the independence of our countries. Folk music, dances were all animated to celebrate this important moment that is the birth of Djibouti. The Djiboutians were so proud to celebrate their independence, and then at midnight, as usual, the flag was raised. The President of the Republic receives the message of congratulations from the President of Brothers and Country, the President of the U.S. of America, Joe Biden, and the President of the Federal Republic of Germany, His Excellency Frank-Walter Steinmeier, the President of the Republic of Nicaragua, His Excellency Daniel Ortega, the King of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Majesty Mohammed VI, the King of the Republic of to the President of the Republic of Djibouti, the President of the Republic Mohammed Ismail Omar Gele, His Majesty Mohammed VI, the King of the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Majesty Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Sultan of Oman, Sheikh Haytham bin Tariq, are also among the head of state and government of friendly countries who have sent telegrams of congratulations to President Gele. It should be noted that the leaders of the regions, including the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Ms. Sahle Work Zewde, the Ethiopian Prime Minister, His Excellency Abiy Ahmed Ali, the Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, the President of the Transitional Council of Yemen, Rashad Al-Alimi, had previously sent messages of congratulations to the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Gele, on the occasions of the 45th anniversary of our National Day. The ceremony of the 45th anniversary of the accession of the national sovereignty that take place, of course, in Djibouti, but also in our diplomatic chancelleries, as yesterday in Brussels, consequently festivity to celebrate the 45th anniversary took place also in London, in Britain. A ceremony organized by the associations gathered the Djiboutian diaspora in corners with patriotic song.
allah ha u naxariisto dadkii u soo halgamay 45
For the international scene, Egypt and Qatar pledged to strengthen their bilateral cooperation a year and a half after the resumption of relations between Egypt and Qatar. The Emir of the Gulf state, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, was received in audience on June 25, 2022 by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. At the heart of the exchanges, the strengthening of ties in the field of energy and agriculture, as well as deepening cooperation in trade, especially the flow of investment from Qatar to Egypt. After years of diplomatic discord, the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, paid an official visit to Egypt from June 24 to 25, during which he met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. This is the first visit since the two countries agreed to resume bilateral relations in January 2021 after more than 3 years of diplomatic ruptures. This visit signals the returns and normalizations of relations between the two countries. Egypt is a flagship country. It has become very angry, especially during the revolutions where the Qatar Canal had taken a stand for the Muslim Brotherhood. During the meeting, the two leaders discussed strengthening ties in the field of energy, agriculture. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.